Welcome to The Source with your host, Dr. C.T. Curry, and co-host Kobe Owens. News all across the nation. The Source. Stay in the loop in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Work together for change in the community. A call to action to find the resources. The Source, the latest in news.
Good evening. This is Dr. Curry.
This is Kobe Owens.
And welcome to The Source. Kobe, we almost didn't have a show this week, but I see you done made a way out of nowhere. I didn't know they give you jets once you become a city councilman.
I wish, but no.
No, but you were able to come and get this show done. He's moving around like a person who got handlers and all other good stuff. But Kobe, today we want to start our show off by sharing that there was a misfortune that occurred in the city last Monday. Yeah. Where a young 16-year-old was murdered in the city. What do you know about it?
Yeah, so this is we've had very little shootings and murders. This is only the fourth one that has been reported so far this year. It was a 16-year-old young man in the 200 block of West 25th Street, just a little after 6:30 p.m. on, again, Monday, March 10th. 2025. Again, he was transported to the hospital in critical condition, but unfortunately he was pronounced dead later at the hospital. Yeah. They are looking for more information and evidence in this case. But other than that, there has been no additional information released from the police department.
Now, where this shooting occurred, is that a hot spot? Is that used to be a hot spot? Because I know things been dying down, but is that one of the places that used to have a lot of activity?
Yeah. And again, it's such a shame that such a young person's life was cut short so early. But West 25th Street is one of those areas that have been a hot zone for a while. And it has, over the years, has gone through different roller coaster of like hot zone versus not.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm just hoping that his family find comfort, and we certainly send our regards and our prayers to his family. And there's no information on who could have perpetrated this.
Not as of right now, no.
Okay. Well, we'll keep you all, those of you posted as we get more information on that. The only thing that I really want to make sure we talk about today is this Senate Bill 21. Now, Elon Musk is really catching all the news, and for the richest man in the world to be running the country without being elected. He also is a South African. He's not American, can never run for president, but he's kind of got all the control.
He doesn't have to when he could just buy it.
Yeah, well, he's been doing that too, because now he's buying some Democrats, but we'll talk about that another time. But there's a bill that's probably going to get passed. At the airing of our show, they had not voted yet, but it's probably going to get passed based on most of the information that we're receiving. But tell me a little bit about this Bill 21 from the Senate.
Yeah, so SB 21 is a bill that's going to, again, take the power from minority stakeholders of companies and pretty much give it to the majority in the board. It gives, it insulates them more from persecution and just liability overall, right? SB 21, in my mind, isn't the right step to take. But that is what the Delaware General Assembly is pushing. That's what our governor is pushing as well, too. It has made national news. You have legal scholars from Cornell, Harvard, all over the country saying that this isn't the right move. Delaware is known for being a very pro-business state. We have a little over 2.2 million entities incorporated here in the state of Delaware. And those franchise fees bring in about a third of our state budget, right? Okay. There are a very small number of companies who are either already leaving, thinking about leaving, or on the fence about it, right? Or in the process of already leaving. They are trying to pass this bill in a quick manner to try to get the ones who are still on the fence or the ones who hasn't quite moved yet to stay here in Delaware. There are some like SpaceX, Tesla, they're not coming back. This all comes from a recent decision made by one of the chancellors of the Chancery Court that pretty much voided out the payout of $56 billion compensation fee or payment for Elon Musk at Tesla. This was a decision made by the board. And as Elon states, it was made by the majority of the stakeholders, the people who bought stock, right? Well, he's the majority stakeholder.
Right.
He owns still over 50%. So, of course, he votes in his favor. This lawsuit was brought by minority stakeholders in the company, and it was ruled in their favor. And since then, he has gone to war with our courts here.
But if you think about what you just shared, why does his arrogance make him believe that, okay, he's got one vote, which is over 50%, and if he can get a couple more people, then he certainly got his 51%. That doesn't seem like it's really the majority of what they wanted. It's just, I'm concerned about Delaware moving in a direction that is going to give the big business, the people who got the power, all of this leverage, especially since you have some smaller ones who it was voted in their favor. I think that was a good decision, but I'm just concerned.
Yeah, it's concerning because one, it looks like the General Assembly and the governor are taking direct shots at our Chancery Court and their decision making. These were people who they vetted, who they voted on to the Chancery Court for these appointments. And then also there's an appeal going on right now for Elon Musk, from Elon Musk about this decision to our state Supreme Court. This is going to send a signal to them to change course, right? Even though they say it's not going to be retroactive, it's still going to have a huge impact on their decision as well, too. So again, I just think the timing with all of this is extremely wrong. But again, we should not be caving to Elon Musk.
Yeah. Now, could you help me? You may not have this information right now. Who are the sponsors of this bill?
So the sponsor in the House or in the Senate is Brian Townsend. He's majority leader there. And then the sponsor in the House is Krista Griffith. She's also they're both attorneys. Brian is a corporate attorney, private attorney. Krista used to work as a assistant attorney general, deputy attorney general.
So I guess they in their mindset, especially since it's the speaker, not the speaker of the House, but the majority leader of the Senate, is that we need to make sure that we protect Delaware income. I guess that's how they're looking at it, by becoming even more friendlier, because we're already friendly, but this is becoming more friendlier just in case this type of decision comes down in the future. Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting.
So this is, hopefully it will keep companies, their view of it is hopefully this will help keep other companies here so that we don't lose those taxes that we get from those franchise fees, the franchise tax. Therefore, we don't have to, and it has been discussed various different ways, whether we have to set up a sales tax here, increase the income tax whatsoever.
Wow. So I guess money talking, everything else walks. In this field, people are able to. I mean, this man went on X and basically land-based Delaware, and then people got to moving. Yep. It's going to be sad to see what's going to be happening soon. I mean, because some of the stuff is going on. It's just unbelievable. And it's in the same light, Elon Musk responded to something that went on with the mayor. The governor had made some comment on MS. Was it MS?
CNBC?
Yeah, CNBC. And they were asking him questions about several things. And then they brought up Elon Musk, and he didn't know who he was at first. Well, I guess he called him Elon. Yeah. But when I saw the article, I thought maybe Elon was going after Matt Myers, but in actuality, he was kind of supporting him. I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm. So it was interesting because in the past, right, Elon has actually praised Matt Meyer after he won the governorship in November, and once he became the governor in January, Elon had put out 2 statements praising him for being so pro-business. Again, that's very interesting, but now he is stating that it's very encouraging that the new governor of Delaware wants what is best for his state by trying to be even more pro-business with a bill like this. Again, this comes at the same time in which Elon Musk is stripping away billions and billions and billions of dollars from individuals all across this country, but especially here in Delaware as well.
Yeah, I just sometimes the politics is very thick. And I think it's kind of hard to manage and navigate through this because it's like you get the praises and then all of a sudden things get on the priority list to happen. Not so much for Elon Musk because he cannot, well, he probably is never going to come back. But the point is, it's like, what are we doing here? Right. And I'm just really concerned about the little people who don't have billions of dollars to be able to flaunt their money and do what they want to do. What last thing I want to try to touch on real quick is that the government is scheduled tomorrow, which would, well, not tomorrow as in Monday, but tomorrow would have been Friday when we recorded the show, to shut down.
Yes.
If they don't come to some agreement. Now, I'm going to give the Republicans credit that they know how to keep us in a quandary.
Yes.
I guess, it's just really sad. We are in a sad state. When I say us, I mean the Democrats. Do you think it's going to shut down? And 2, why do you think what you think?
So I think we're going to get maybe like a 24-hour shutdown, 48-hour shutdown. As of right now, from what I've been reading and from some of my sources on the Hill, aka my friends who work on the Hill, most of the Democratic caucus in the Senate will not support this iteration of the GOP funding bill. Therefore, they will not have the 60 votes they need to invoke cloture, which means they won't have the votes to go to the next step, which is actually voting on a bill. This is, unfortunately, I don't want to shut down, but this also gives the opportunity to come back and pass a clean funding bill that keeps everything at the same level. So no new spending, but it keeps everything at the same levels for a certain amount of time.
Well, can't he move money around the way he wants to as long as he gets it there?
Technically, yeah, you can. But they're choosing not to because they're trying to make enough. They're trying to save enough money with these cuts so that they could do another round of tax cuts for the richest class here in America.
Yeah, and he's doing everything in his power to make sure that happens. Now, what is going on with Fetterman? I mean, it was the Democrats who were very, very sympathetic and empathetic with him when he was going through his illness. But it seems like it doesn't matter what the Republicans desire to do, especially Donald Trump. He's becoming one of them. I don't understand it. Sometimes I just don't understand. Is something going on? Is it the part of the country, the part of the state he's in Pennsylvania where he needs to support Trump support? What is going on?
No, he has become the new Joe Manchin.
Yeah.
In Kristen Sinema put together. I'm glad it's only one of him down there left. But he has completely turned his back on the base of people who put him in office. He's gone back on almost every campaign promise. And it seems almost like since he had his health incident, you've seen a complete 180 of his policies. It's concerning, it's sad. He is up in 2028, so I'm definitely interested to see how that goes for him with so many people upset with him right now. Yeah,
and in Pennsylvania, well, during the primary, you got to vote only if you're a Democrat. Yeah. I'm interested to see whether or not he remain a Democrat.
That too. That would be the interesting thing if he decided to come out and flip.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't pay to pass him at this point.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. Do you think that the Democrats will take the House back again?
I think they'll take the House. Yeah,
and when we had this last time we had this discussion, you was of the opinion they were going to lose it, so you won that bet. Now, what is giving you some hope that maybe the Democrats will take back the House?
They are finally going on an offensive. A few things. Elon Musk is extremely unpopular in almost every potential swing district that is out there. And now Democrats aren't just waiting for election time. You have our nominee for vice president, who's still the current governor of Minnesota. He is going to those districts to highlight the cuts that are being done in their district for Medicaid, for the food program, for SNAP, so many different things. Holding town halls, getting engaged with the people early on. It is so bad for the Republicans right now that their caucus leader came out and said, no more public town halls.
I did see that.
They're trying to say, Democrats are infiltrating and just sending a few people to get everyone worked up. Well, when the news reporters who are conservative interviewed the people who were saying something, they were proud Republicans. Yeah. These were people who flew Trump flags and have the bumper stickers and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. They did not vote. Well, in their mind, they did not vote for their benefits to be cut.
Right.
They voted for people who look like us. But now it's hitting their bank accounts. Yeah. The rural farmers now getting their funding cut through the Department of Agriculture and USDA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So again, it is interesting that he's hurting his own base.
Yeah.
But we will see how it goes. But I truly think as of right now, in 2026, the Democrats will lose the Senate and win the House.
Well, not lose because they don't have it.
Well,
they will not. They will not.
They
get
won't
it back.
win the Senate back.
All right. Now,
but we'll win the House.
Now, do you think we just doing projecting for those of you who are watching us today? Do you think that they will, the Democrats will then be able to hold a leash around Trump better? And two, do you think that impeachment is going to come again?
I think impeachment will come again. I mean, he was doing his best sales pitch in the White House front lawn for Elon Musk in that ugly behind Tesla truck. Yeah. I could not stand that
I used to be a Tesla owner, and I thought that his products was pretty nice. But what is that thing?
The SUV's fine. But that truck is the most hideous.
I see people driving it. I guess it's unique.
Designed like a third grader drawing a truck looking thing ever. It is horrible.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump, literally like a sleazy car salesman he is, was out there saying, go buy a Tesla, go buy a Tesla. Tesla stocks are so far down right now.
You probably get one for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they were highlighted, they're so affordable now. They're affordable because you can't sell them, and they are making more and more and more, and they're not selling no more.
But you know what was real funny, Kobe? I heard Elon Musk say, well, how come nobody is trying to kill Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Mm-hmm. And when I heard that, I was out of town at the time. I came home that weekend. I said to my wife, I said, this man had the nerve to say those things, and I'm driving a car that he produced. I said, I'm selling my car immediately. I came home that Monday. I sold my car that Tuesday.
Yep.
And there were people even in our congregation who was criticizing me, saying, well, you can't save the world. I mean, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I mean, everybody make all kind of claims. But at some point, our conviction of what we believe have to stand in. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad because I like the new electric car I got. I really enjoy my new one. I ain't gonna get into what I got, but I like the new one. But I was a very strong supporter of Tesla, and I thought that he did a very amazing job. But the new one I have, which is made in America.
Yes.
By the way, and let me tell you, it has everything plus the comfort and luxury of the status of a Zion Fair pastor, if I can say that.
But no, I think, just talking about it, right? Yes, your car now is made in America fully. Tesla is an American company, but they outsource everything.
Right.
And then they just put it together here sometimes. But Tesla stock has dropped.
Yes.
And we need to keep the pressure up. Target stock has dropped. We need to keep the pressure up.
Yeah.
And everyone who's pulling back on their DEI policies, everyone who wanted to go and give false promises to the Black community, we are one of the largest drivers of the economy. Not because we're multimillionaires or billionaires, but it's because the dollar in the Black community spins so quick.
Yeah.
We get it, it's out. 12 hours.
If that all.
And you know, the way these Delmarva bills, it's like an hour at this point. It hit my account.
And you know what,
right
though?
Back out.
The macaroni, we had macaroni and cheese here, and one of my favorite dishes, for those of you who know
which
I
is
cook.
getting expensive.
But wait a minute, but it was on sale at Walmart. Now I know it's kind of hard for folks. Since they dropped their program, I've not been back in there. I am supporting this whole strike. We have to at some point come together to show our power too, because you can't keep treating us wrong. And I was talking with someone this week about how everybody is just trying to go against anything that makes sense these days.
Yep.
And it's just sad. It's sad. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna go to that coffee. We're gonna go to that Kobe corner. I'm gonna say coffee with curry. We're gonna go to that Kobe corner, and we're gonna see what's going on with that. We'll be right back.
How you doing, community? I'm Alexander Hackett, and I'm here today to talk about Community Staffing Agency. I am the owner of an educational staffing firm, and what we do is we staff all the schools in Delaware with substitute teachers, paraprofessionals, janitorial, and even substitute nurse. So if you have a school and you need our services, please contact me. But also, if you're in the community right now and you're looking for a job, please find me. And the way you can find me is by visiting communitystaffingagency.com, but also get into my direct line, 302-252-8982. Please contact me, please reach out. If you need assistance with your school or if you're looking to get into school, Community Staffing Agency is the place to be.
Join us live for our weekly worship. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, Pastor, I'm doing the best I can, but I still gotta have a little Chardonnay, and I still gotta have a little this, and I gotta still sneak around. The devil is a liar. That's an excuse.
Wilmington's most exciting church.
Hey, this is Pastor Curry, pastor of the Zion Fair Baptist Church, Wilmington's most exciting church, the church that love ya and anything you can do about it. What we're going to do today is we're going to have a real good conversation. I'm excited. Come on! Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Why don't you call somebody real quickly? Tell them Coffee with Curry is on. And let's get after it.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
We are women first, but women with disabilities last.
During a military exercise, we crashed and I broke my neck.
When I was in the Air Force, an accident changed my life. I couldn't have imagined the injustices I would face.
Every day, women like me go to the doctor for annual checkups for conditions like breast cancer. Early detection saved my life. But women with disabilities face a cruel reality: inaccessible medical facilities and equipment.
In the 25 years since my injury, I have not seen a gynecologist. There's not one accessible OB/GYN in my community.
I found lumps in my breast. I went to a doctor's office I was told was accessible. But when I got there, I couldn't get through the front door.
I don't know where I'd be today without access to testing. Our veterans deserve better. Help PVA fight for access at pva.org.
And we're back. Well, Brother Kobe, what's going on with Kobe Corner?
Yeah, so I want to bring up something that I've been talking about with all these cuts, and I know I sound like a broken record, but this is something that impacts the city of Wilmington. This is something that impacts a lot of different communities. But the Department of Agriculture has been directed to completely cut 2 programs that gave schools, food banks money to buy food from local farmers and ranchers. That equals up to $1 billion. This is the Fresh Farm to Table program that, again, I use my friends over in Jersey. They did an excellent job with this. They bought fresh fruit and fresh vegetables directly from the farms into the school districts as a healthy alternative to what they had been serving, the canned stuff that has a ton of sodium in it and everything. But roughly $660 million that schools and childcare facilities were counting on to purchase this food has been cut. And again, this goes into the Food for Schools Cooperative Agreement. Sorry about that. And again, it's going to have a huge impact over these next few years you're going to see obesity go back up at a higher rate. You're going to see individuals have more health-related diseases such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol at a younger age. And this is what we were trying to get away from. Both these programs, again, it helped the American food supply, right? It helped keep money in the pocket of our rural farmers who are impacted the most by this. And the Trump administration, again, their move to halt this is going to devastate systems that have been set up. Is going to hurt a lot of food banks as well, too, who are now not seeing the donation level that they used to see prior to the pandemic. Why? Because people still have not recovered from the pandemic. They have lost so much money. The average person, again, the billionaires and millionaires, they don't donate to the food bank. They don't give food to the food bank. The people who give are the middle class, the lower income class who barely has it for themselves, but they want to share with others.
Right.
And this goes all the way back to trickle-down economics. It does not work. It does not work. But Trump and Elon says, oh, well, you'll make the money back up because people will have more monies when it comes from their tax cuts, so they'll give more money out. No, they won't.
No.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Well, first, wages are not high enough to even believe in that theory at all.
Yeah.
I got a question in this area. With this $1 billion cut here, $1 billion cut there, $1 billion cut everywhere, will a new administration in 28? Will a new administration be able to undo all of this stuff they're doing?
Probably not at a rate quick enough, because if you just go back to these numbers, it's going to be a huge increase in taxes, right? Which will then hurt people as well, too. You have to slowly build that fund back up. But also you have to be very conservative with how you're spending the money as well, too. Creating reserves and stuff like that. Elon Musk and them are about to drain all that. So we will not have any reserves. So it will have to come directly out of the taxpayers' pocket.
Right. So if they're cutting trillions of dollars out of the debt, not out of the debt, but out of the spending from the government, just to say we're going to hire all these people back is not going to work in 3 years from now.
Because if you look at it, right, the tax cuts that they want to propose are worth $4 trillion.
Yeah, I saw that.
They are nowhere close to getting $1 trillion worth of cuts done as of right now, and it's already pretty bad. At most, they're going to get $2 trillion worth of cuts. So we're still going to be additional $2 trillion in the hole off the rip, whoever is the president come 2020 or 2029 when they get sworn in. So again, until we get that handled, and hopefully we can stop some of these cuts come 2027 when the new Congress is sworn in, and we can say former Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader someone else who's a Republican, we have some work to do. And there's very little that the opposition party can do right now because they have no power. They don't even have the courts.
How do they get that message out? Because I think they are losing their, even their ratings are low because people are feeling you're not fighting hard enough. And I get it that, you don't have any power and you got our brother holding his cane up and people are even saying that was just weak. But I think he was from the heart. I really do believe he believed and meant what he was trying to do. But how do you get people to understand there is nothing that that this party can do at this point to stop Donald Trump?
One, they have to unify. You had 10 members break with the party and vote to censor Al Green. You had a Republican...
Well, that could have been because they know that they're going to have to censor some other people, and they want to make sure they stay consistent with their message, although I would not have used that for political reasons.
Yeah, but none of them put up a censor for Lauren Boebert.
Yeah.
None of them put up a censor for Marjorie Taylor Greene when they yelled at Biden. Yeah. Also, Lauren Boebert then went on TV and said, oh, well, people... I've never seen him use his cane. It has a gold plate at the top. It's nothing but a pimp cane. So then people said, why'd you say that? And she's like, well, some people are now saying I'm racist, but are all the blacks just pimps? It's been a mess, right? So again, they do little things like this, and then the Democrats are silent. They're silent.
Yeah.
I love what Governor Walz is doing right now by going in the district, talking to people. They have to go on the offensive. They have to take their messaging back. They cannot keep doing, okay, people remember the first thing that is said. That is just simple. Any TV production, any communications they teach you, people remember the first thing that is said. And the Democrats want to wait, fact check. If you know what you're about to say is the truth,
say it.
Say it.
Yes.
Get it out there. We have to move quicker. All these checks and balances to get a message out from the Democratic caucus, it has to go through 17 different approval processes before it can go out. That creates issues.
Right.
The Republicans, they tweeted why they're still sitting in a meeting.
Yeah, but it's really funny. I was and while I certainly dwell in truth, and I believe that that's what should be given to me, that I should share. I don't think the Republicans care about truth, and that's why they got the attention of everybody. They just say it and deal with it later. And I think at some point we got to move a little bit faster.
Yeah,
I agree.
So we'll see. Hopefully they get better with their messaging, but as of right now, it's not the best.
Understood.
I did want to update y'all. There was a public services commission meeting the other day. That is the commission that is in charge of what's going on right now with Delmarva and everything.
Okay, yeah.
There's also 3 bills that have all been moved through committee earlier this week that will be going to the floor. Delmarva Power, interestingly, opposed all 3 of the bills. Again, one would change the standard to allow the Public Service Commission to have more say in adjusting and approving the rate increases from Delaware utility companies. This was one that they really pushed back on. Another one is limiting the funds and what Delmarva could use their funds for. So one of the things they won't be able to use their funds for that they get from us is lobbying.
Oh, wow.
And then again, the last one places a $120 million cap on annual capital expenses recoverable by Delmarva Power. If they want to do more work than that, that's fine, but you can't increase our taxes so that you keep just paying for projects that you're not putting back in our community, is where you're raising it the most. Again, this, and then at the Public Service Commission meeting, again, they are debating going back, asking for a higher increase. People can barely pay right now, and Delmarva is asking for more money from our pockets. Again, Delmarva is not on our side. They are price gouging right now, and it's almost time to start boycotting them as well, too.
Well, you can't boycott them because you'll be in the dark.
Well, they can't shut us all off.
Well, they can't shut us off, but the point is, where we go? There's no place to go. There's no place to go. I mean, there's some companies that say they can offer you lower rates, but honestly, in Delaware, where else can you go?
I think 1 month of us all not paying, they'll feel the difference.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, Delmarva is increasing for gas as well too.
Yeah.
They want to increase of $4.49 million, the largest rate increase in Delmarva has ever requested. So again, this amount, it goes directly to the shareholders. It does not come back into our community. It does not come back into our pockets. That is a 23% increase of ratepayer bills. That is way too much. So again, as the General Assembly looks to vote on this probably next week, we will be keeping you updated on where those bills go and also what the decision from the Public Service Commission is. Next, I want to talk about another committee that has to do with funding and where our money goes here in the state. So the Public Education Funding Commission is so many different commissions out there.
Yeah.
Met earlier.
That's a state, right?
That's state. Yeah.
Okay,
yep. So the Department of Education presented there, and what they want to do, they want to, again, change our state education funding formula to make it more equitable. The commission is going to be looking at a few different models as it moves forward. I know that Governor Myers is pushing for quick movement on this, but again, we have to do this the right way. So again, as they do this, I will be keeping you up to date on this. Again, the new Secretary of Education, I said, presented there. She talked about her experience, how they changed the funding formula at the San Diego Unified School District, and then the work she did at the current U.S. Department of Education. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to say that, the way things are looking for that as well, too.
Yep. But before you go any further from there, now when you start talking about equitable, I want to make sure our seniors and everybody understand. Right now, the funding is based on the income of that community.
No.
How is it currently funded? So
there are some additional levers for that based on income of the community, which is 21st Century funding, Title I funding. But the base standard funding formula is you have 100 students, I have 100 students, you get $100, I get $100.
Okay.
My students may all live in Hockessin. They had proper early learning care, so they're on par with reading level. I have 2 kids who have reading disabilities. You can have a more inner city urban school that maybe is 50-50 with learning disabilities, whether it's reading, math, whatsoever. But I get the same $100 that you get.
I got you.
So it's very little you can do to help address and bring that 50% up. A pupil-based funding system would be more of a, okay, Kobe, you can operate at strength with good operating number, good testing numbers with $75. I could take $25 from you and $25 from another performing school and give you an additional $50 to help address the needs for those lower 50 at your school, right? To get them the resources that they need. that's just one formula, right?
And is that on the state level?
That would be on the state level
Okay.
that dictates how school districts would have to do it, right? And that money that comes from the state as well too. The state reimburses a lot of the school districts, even though we have way too many different school districts. On top of each school district, each charter school is technically its own school district, has its own board and everything like that. So again, we're close to 50, I think, different ones in a state that has just a little over 1 million people.
That's crazy.
So there's multiple different funding formulas out there. That's one that I'm more in favor of. Again, I'm still doing my research on this as well too, but I did want to share that with everyone. But my next point after this is it is budget season.
Yeah.
So this upcoming Thursday, Mayor Carney will be giving his first budget address as mayor of the city of Wilmington. It's open to the public. It will be at Council Chambers, which is located at 800 North French Street. I invite all you to tune in, whether you can be there in person, tune in on Zoom, YouTube, Channel 22, which is our government side of this. We're on 28 right now. Tune in, listen in to what his priorities are. And then if you wanted to give feedback, if you want to give public comment, I encourage everyone to join us for our budget hearings. Our budget hearings through our finance and economic development committee. The first one will be April the 2nd. And that one will be the mayor's office and Wilmington City Council. So again, once we start there, we will go every Monday and Wednesday until we are done for each department. And then the next one after that will be that Monday, April the 7th. That is our revenue projections and our finance department. So those are the first two. The meetings start at 4:30 and go until 8 p.m.
Yeah. Now, are you allowed to ask questions when, like, the governor is giving the mayor is giving his address to what he wants in his budget? Is that just him giving his address, or can the public ask questions?
No, that's just him giving his address, and then we actually break down what he says in his address, what what each department is presenting to us and justifying. So that's during the hearings. That's when you come and give your comments. So if you hear something, if he and again, this is just me using an example. If he says, for the fire department, we're expanding our fire department by $4 million to bring on EMS services, and you have an issue with that, or you think we should do it faster or it should cost less, you can come to the fire department's hearing and give your comment for that department.
Got you. And I also heard you say that the city council will be having their hearing. Who do they hear themselves?
We do. But it's not a practice that was common until recently. So the reason why Wilmington City Council, because we are a department as well too, we have an office, we have funds as well too that we spend, and it should be very public about the funds that we're spending, and we should give the public an opportunity to come in and give public comment on what they think our priorities should be as well too when it comes to their dollars, right? No department, the mayor's office, Wilmington City Council, the treasurer's office, none of us should be exempt from this because all of us are 100% funded by the taxpayers.
Yeah. Okay. I like the transparency. That's important. How are things going at the city council?
It's going good. Like I said, it's budget season. So again, learning all this, I think I have now read 8 different budgets, previous budgets, just for my own personal knowledge to see what's been cut over the years, what hasn't been cut, what's been invested in, what seems to have a lot of money left on it. Traditionally, things change over the years, so just trying to get some of that institutional knowledge. My late night readings, I'm up until about like 1 almost every night. Just reading. I love reading. I love soaking in as much knowledge as possible.
You're a nerd. We understand. Yes, you are a nerd. What did you say? He's a nerd. That's what I said.
But again, so far it's going good, right? So we're just ramping up. I think people are starting to get into their grooves with things. And I think once we're done with this budget season, you're going to see even more policy coming from us as well, too.
Okay. So you'll be able to birth some of the things that y'all think needs to happen through that process.
Yes.
And have there been any shockers thus far? Not so much with the budget, but in general, because I'm asking like the health of city council. I am just impressed. I'll say this for those of you who have been watching. At one point, it was very toxic. Okay. Yeah. I've been very impressed. I'm glad you all decided to get a new city council. We got some old people who have been there, but for the most part, in fact, I'm just going to say, in general, I think it's a very good council. Yeah. There may be disagreements, but it seems like the toxicity is not there.
Correct. It hasn't been. Again, we haven't had any real major fights yet on legislation, but as of right now, it seems as though people are respecting each other and we're working together, trying to have better outcomes for the city of Wilmington.
Okay, so y'all do go out and get us a Coke and a sub.
No, we haven't been out to eat yet, but again, just trying to work together.
Yeah, and that's what we're asking for, because at the end of the day, you're not always going to agree. And we're not expecting y'all to always agree. But what we are expecting is for you all to at least be civil and to respect each other and to make sure that your agenda does not supersede everybody else's. That's important as we move forward. Kobe, we appreciate you so much for what you give us every week. Those who watch, they look forward to seeing what Kobe going to bring to the corner, from the national all the way down to the local. And we are very, very appreciative to it. We're going to come back in a few minutes. And when we come back, we're going to just spend 5 quick minutes talking about the MEAC. And there have been no real upsets, because don't forget, we're recording this on Thursday. This is when Del State plays tonight. They better win, or I'm going to be very upset. For those of you who saw earlier today, we had the brother from the athletic department on our show, and we got some surprises that's coming up very shortly. I can't announce nothing until we get to that place. But I just wanted to take a moment to talk about MEAC. So we'll be right back.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
Life can throw a lot at us, but what helps us through it is knowing we have a place where we feel loved, grounded, and safe. A place where we belong. A place called home. But for thousands of youth living on the streets, there's no such thing as home. Out here, it's a predatory world that can destroy lives forever. At Covenant House, we care for homeless and at-risk youth, working in communities just like yours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here, these kids will get a shower, clean clothes, nourishing meals, and a safe place to sleep. Our caring staff teach life skills, offer stability, and encourage kids to believe in themselves so they stay off the streets for good. We're committed to giving lost, scared, and hurting children a place to go, a place to call home. To help or get help, go to safeplacetosleep.org.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
This land we love belongs to all of us. Yet not everyone is treated equally. Right now, millions of Americans are fighting for the things promised to all by the Constitution: freedom, justice, equality. The ACLU is leading the fight to protect our civil liberties. Together, we can protect and advance our rights nationwide, because we the people means all of us.
This land was made for you and me.
Learn how the ACLU is defending the right to vote, free speech, and other civil liberties at myaclu.org.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
See you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Not today.
I'm here. You can tell me anything.
I see you. We're in this together.
Breakthroughs are happening.
Treatments are evolving.
The stats can change.
Society can change.
We can all say, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
If we're together, bound to be better. When we're together, together.
As a mom, I want my kids' lives to be filled with joy and possibility. And I want that for every kid. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. They work in schools and communities to make sure every kid gets the healthy meals they need. Please join me in supporting No Kid Hungry for all kids.
Thank you.
The challenges our planet's animals are facing sometimes feel a bit heavy.
The animals haven't eaten in a day, 2 days, they haven't drank anything, they're cold, they're dehydrated.
As soon as we started our descent, everywhere I could see was mud. Just absolutely mud.
The country has been in prolonged drought for so long, it was like a tinderbox waiting to go up.
Okay, very heavy. Each of us wants to be part of the solution, and we can be. Remember that there's good happening right now. At home.
All right, we were able to get into your unit, and we have all 4 of your cats. So,
okay. And around the world. For any animal in any disaster. So let's focus on that, right? Be part of the solution, one rescue at a time. Search ifa.org/disaster ready.
Not today.
I'm here. You can tell me anything.
I see you. We're in this together.
Breakthroughs are happening.
Treatments are evolving.
The stats can change.
Society can change.
We can all say, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
If we're together, bound to be better. When we're together, together.
And we're back. Real quick, I am a strong HBCU person, and I know that currently in the state of Delaware, we have Delaware State University, who is still with MEAC. This week is MEAC time. projections. I'm not going to give my opinion on who I think is going to win right now because I'm kind of nervous. But just yesterday, there was some competition between the number 1 seed, which is Norfolk, and they're doing a very good job with their program. They even got Michael Vick. You know, they really.
That's for football, though. That's for football.
Yeah, but they're doing very good with their basketball program. All their programs, because they're kind of dominating MEAC right now. Once Hampton left, it seems like they're the ones who just took over. But Del State is right in the middle of that too.
Give us 2 more years and we'll be the number 1 no matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I'm sensing, seriously. And all the sports, you know, and I'm glad. And I asked, as a matter of fact, I even asked brother Star, who was with us on the early show with the Coffee with Curry. I asked him, you know, do you see Delaware State leaving MEAC? And he said, no, he doesn't see that. Good. And I'm kind of glad too, because sometimes when you start getting better, you want to go and achieve higher things. Right. Stick with what you know. And I was really shocked and upset when Hampton left, as well as A&T. They left as well. But there was also no shock with the number 2 seed in Coppin. I thought that Coppin was going to win that game, but they did not. But what the big highlight was UMES. UMES was not slated to win at all. They were supposed to lose by 100 points. They led up through 3 quarters. Unbelievable.
Both those games, you saw the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed in 2 very close games. Yeah. And again, this gives hope to that number 3 seed from Delaware, from Dover, Delaware.
Yes.
But Norfolk, they only won by 7 points.
Yeah.
7 points.
And honestly, let's be honest, they were losing.
Yes.
Up until the second, they came into the second half winning. But the point was, I was shocked when it was after 19 zip. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I'm looking at this guy. I was using that opportunity to do some stuff around the house just so I could say I had the game on. But I had to sit down and start looking at it. But I guess I jinxed them because I started looking and they started doing well. But I'm very proud of Delaware State University because now they're going to play tonight, and I believe they're going to win tonight. Yeah. They are going to be in a championship again. I believe that too. And this will be. I believe also that Norfolk is going to be there. So this is going to be an opportunity for them to try to correct what went wrong last time. We lost some very strong players, 2 of our players at Del State last year, and he really pulled that team together. And with this new being able to get on the portal is just crazy these days. Yeah. But we're trying to raise some money to help Del State keep their kids there.
NIL.
The NIL. I was trying to figure the title and I couldn't think of it. But who do you think is going to because you can say it and I get in trouble. I can't. Who do you think is going to take MEAC this year?
I think it's going to come down to one of my favorite matchups of DSU and probably Howard.
Whoa!
So
interesting.
I that's what I think is going to come to, just based off some of the statistics from the other games. Again, Norfolk State and South Carolina State almost lost to 2 teams that only have 6 wins.
Right. For the year.
That's horrible.
Right.
For the year.
Yeah.
Howard and DSU, they've had a harder road through this this tournament. I think they're going to be more motivated. And again, they're in a groove right now. I'm telling you right now, you're the number 1 seed and you almost lose to a 6-win team. It is in your psyche, right? It's in your mind. So again, they're both going to be able to capitalize off of this. I think that's what's going to be the matchup. And I'm going to say it's going to be an extremely close game. Come down to the last shot, but you know I'm always repping DSU.
Yeah, but you done changed the whole trajectory of my thoughts. I hope. No, but that was a very good analysis. I mean, really good. And I didn't even think about it. So that means Friday night there may be a little upset.
Yeah,
you're thinking.
Fingers crossed.
He's predicting, but by the time we aired this, we would have known. Right. but you're predicting an upset on Friday.
Because when's the championship game?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, they play way too much.
Yes. See, because tonight, Thursday night is going to be Del State,
right. and so yes, by the time this airs, we'll already have a championship. So hopefully, I'm right.
Okay, well, we're going to see. I'm looking forward to that. So you heard him say it. I'm going to wait and see, because when Coach Waterman comes on, I want to make sure I was just trying to see what was going to happen. I didn't want to jinx y'all, but it's going to be something great. I hope and trust that you all enjoyed the show today. It was a pleasure being with you. And Kobe, is there anything else on your docket that needs to be discussed?
That's all I have for today.
Well, listen, by the way, if you have anything, and Kobe have already asked me to make sure it happens, and I thought I'd put it in place, but we did not. It will be put in place. If there's some things that you desire for us to investigate or that you want us to look into or get further information on, we're going to give you a hotline to be able to call us or email us. We will put that in place right away so that we can make that happen, because we're trying to make our show more interactive because it's not live, but we are trying to make it more interactive because we want to make sure that we are serving you well. We thank you so very much. Until the next time we get together, God bless.
Take care, y'all.
You've been watching The Source with host Dr. C.T. Curry and co-host Kobe Owens. Tune in every Sunday at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest episodes.